hate it when I crash the record, and I just did that, so I apologise. But that is a beautiful track. It's called Half the World Away by Aurora. I'm Jumoke Fashola, taking your calls this morning on 0207 224 2000. Well, we've been talking about what can we do for our planet. We've had lots of conversations, people saying you should give up meat, etc., etc., etc. Well, there's a lady in the studio who hopefully will give us some incentive to do that. A campaign to encourage us to give up meat for January has seen 20,000 people sign up. I can't even pronounce it. You'll do it in a minute. Encourages people to go vegan for the whole month, but it's not easy as that for most people. My next guest hopes to help people let go of meat with recipes for vegan Jamaican food. Now you're talking my language. Her name is Suzanne, but she's better known as Kirly-Sue. Morning, Kirly-Sue.
Good morning.
Great to have you in the studio. And you've given me something. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's called, what have you given me?
Courage chickpea and sweet potato pie.
I have to say it smells amazing. It really does smell amazing. Like if this was smelly vision, then people would be excited. But have you always been vegan?
No, I haven't.
Right.
I became a vegetarian when I was 18.
Right.
And then...
Is that because you saw something on the back of a bus?
No.
No. I'm sorry. I know that's a stereotype, but often people
I've not heard that one before, actually.
On the back of a van. You know where they say, oh, I saw a piece of meat, it was hanging up, and then you were like, oh, I can't bear it. Anyway, my producer's hand is there. She's a vegetarian. She's like, leave us alone. But I'm like, you know what? These are the stereotypes. Anyway, so 18.
At 18, my influence to become a vegetarian is I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. I was born and I grew up, and I still am a practicing Seventh-day Adventist. Mm-hmm. Seventh-day Adventists don't say you have to be, but we are encouraged to healthy eating, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. So we're encouraged to be vegetarian. So I thought, let me give this a try. Continued to be vegetarian for many years, 20 plus years, and I became a vegan just over 2 years ago.
Right. Okay. So first of all, I have to say that anyone who has not seen you actually have the most beautiful skin. I mean, you just glow. So fair enough. You are an advert for this veganism.
Thank you.
However, I'm not going to lie to you. I like meat. I don't eat it all the time, but I like meat. So how do you move someone from being, a meat eater going to veganism sounds like a long distance away to me, and I'm sure many of my listeners would say the same. So what is it that you would advocate? What is it that you would say would encourage people to even consider it?
My thing is, first of all, it has to be a personal choice, because I'm not one who forces people, or I don't enforce my views and my choices on other people. It has to be a choice that they want to make. Yeah. So first of all, it's the mindset. You have to think, I want to do this, or I want to try it, because you have flexitarians who you're laughing at me.
Pescatarians, flexitarians, they swing from one way to the other.
There's actually a huge number of flexitarians in the UK. That's why there's so many vegan options and vegetarian options available. Because
what's a flexitarian then?
A flexitarian is somebody who does eat meat and fish and has dairy products, but if there's a nice vegan option that they like, they're more than happy to try that on the menu.
Oh, I could call myself a flexitarian then. I mean, often I'm not eating meat like for 4 days, but then I'll want to have meat.
Then you're a flexitarian, definitely.
Well, I've now a new label, Kirly-Sue. Thank you very much, alongside the many other things I've had in my life. But does that, I mean, so really it is about knowing that there are options of things that you would enjoy. Absolutely. I mean, I've just tasted a bit of your pie, which is delicious, I have to say. It's full of flavour. That's often my issue. It's like, where is the flavour in this stuff? I don't want to nut roast. It's just, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
I'm with you on that, because that's part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right. I'm a vegan cook, vegan author, television presenter. I have a TV vegan cooking show in the States. Mm-hmm. I did it because when I first became a vegetarian, I thought, what are these options? Yeah. I wasn't happy with the options, and my country of origin is Jamaica. My parents are Jamaican. Yeah. I grew up eating both British and Jamaican food. Yeah. I wasn't happy with the loss of the options, so I decided if it's not there, then invent it. So I decided to come up with recipes that are Caribbean origin or Caribbean inspired recipes, and add the flavour, bring the sunshine, put some music in your food, as Levi says. So add the flavours that are applicable for me. Right. And I think that's the whole part, I think, of the vegan journey is making it good for yourself, looking at what do I like. So you could look at what you usually eat and think, right, is there a vegan version of it? There are some things you can't have a vegan version of, I'll tell you that.
But are you one of those people who says that despite the fact you're vegan, when you smell something like bacon, for instance, if you have a bacon, you go,
well, being a Seventh-day Adventist, that would never happen.
That would never happen
No.
to you. But I'm just trying to think of something similar.
To be honest, when I first became a vegetarian, the only thing I missed was fillet fish.
Okay.
And that was for a short period of time. But to be honest, nothing really makes me think, I wish I could have some of that.
Let's just clarify, though. When you say you're a vegan, what does veganism actually mean? So, what is it you will not eat? Obviously, meat.
No meat, no fish, no dairy, no honey.
No honey. No. Where did that? No honey.
You look like my dad when I told him.
No honey. Are you kidding me? That's a natural product. It's a bit like saying I won't have any vegetables. It's a natural product.
Well, everyone is entitled to their choices, I guess.
Do you know what? Once I had a dinner party where I had not only people who ate meat, but also fish eaters. And then I had someone who was a vegan, but didn't have chili or onions. And I remember just sitting there going, this is like so difficult. We managed to work it out in the end. A lot of it was grain based, but I mean, the no honey actually throws me. Is that every vegan does that?
It threw me, first of all, because I didn't realize that vegans didn't have honey when I first learnt about veganism, and because my first reaction was like yourself, is like, come on, this is ridiculous, you're being a bit over the top. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, it isn't really a vegan product. But there are many things that you can have instead. I mean, I use maple syrup or agave syrup and so forth.
So it's a plant-based.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's because it comes from okay. And the top tip for anyone who's listening this morning and going, I'm inspired by Kirly-Sue. I think, yes, I too want to go down the journey of veganism. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, first of all, look at what you already eat. Yeah. Because there's lots of people say, I don't eat vegan food. You do, because fruit is vegan. Yeah. Lots of things you already have is vegan. Vegetables are vegan, and kind of tick those off the list. So I'll just make one up. A chickpea salad. Say if you already have chickpea salad, that's already something you have. So look at what you do have that's already vegan. Yeah. Then look at the ones that you have that are not vegan and see if there are vegan versions of those that you can either find recipes for or create as well. Because I think being a vegan, you have to be quite creative as well. With meat and fish eating, it's quite, you don't necessarily have to be as creative because, you cook.
Is it a lot more work?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you're a chef, you see. That's always the problem when the chef says, I
don't think so. But I wasn't always a chef,
Yeah,
though.
but you're a chef now and you don't understand the pain of looking at a whole pile of vegetables going, I've just got to peel all these vegetables before I can eat.
Well, yes and no, because you don't have to have vegetables. You can have quinoa.
Yeah, but
or rice or whole grain rice.
Just quinoa rice by itself.
Rice is vegan.
Yeah, but in the age of carbohydrates, where they say carbohydrates are bad for you, I'm like white rice. You have to give up.
Sweet potato. That's not a carb.
Okay.
I see what you mean, but that's part of beginning the vegan journey is planning out your meals and looking at what do I have that's a quick and easy vegan meals as well. That's the key, is kind of having your quick and easy go-to recipes. Because I agree with you, some of the recipes you have to have, the skill and creativity of Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay rolled into one, but before you even start reading the book, but that's not always the case.
And then you'll have to grind the spices yourself because you're worried of any meat content, all of that.
And then they have ingredients that you think, where on earth do you buy this?
So
that's what led me to write my cookbook.
Right.
Because I thought I didn't want people to have a difficult experience when they're starting their vegan journey. So I wrote my book called Kirly-Sue's Kitchen. Right. Available on Amazon.
Yeah. She says. So okay. BBC. Yeah. Okay. One plug only. Yeah.
Okay. So I did that because my aim is to help people. Yeah. To help people so that they have an easy experience. When I started with my vegan journey, I basically found everybody I could find who was a vegan and asked them for help. And there isn't not everybody knows somebody who's a vegan who can help them.
Yeah.
So it's about helping them.
Okay, well, at least you've broken it down for us. Let's see how we do. That some people, what is it called? Vegan? No, vegan.
Veganuary.
Veganuary.
It's like January, Veganuary.
Veganuary. Well,
Yeah.
good luck with that. Anyway, listen, Kirly-Sue, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And lovely to have you in the studio. Keep your calls coming in for Mr. Tim Arthur. The Mr. Tim Arthur show comes up after 9 o'clock here on BBC Radio London. My thanks to all my guests for you for joining in my first show of the year. Much appreciated. And I will see you next week from 6 a.m. here on Sunday on BBC Radio London. Time now, though, for the travel with Pippa Sparks.
I'm 3.